Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too, Dave.
This film made me think.
Oh, good.
Because it's true, but it's not true.
But it's true.
What kind of research do you have to put in to do a film like this?
Well, Guy obviously did years before I ever read the script, and then I worked for 3 months before I ever pitched the film, and then we worked for another 6 months, I guess, before we started shooting the film. Obviously, on a film like this, we want to dive deep into the research. I think that the questions the film raises are very topical. I hope that what an audience gets is an incredible thrill ride in terms of being on the edge of your seat and tense as a thriller, but also at the end, I hope they're left with a lot of things to talk about and have a really good night out. Go see the movie, go have a meal, and argue with your buddies.
We did argue last night.
Oh, did you? Good.
Actually, my producer was with me, and we were laughing. Well, not laughing, but I was like, look at this is cause discussion. And my point being, the technology is just, obviously there's a moral question that plays in the film. We're not going to give it away.
No.
But the technology is just fantastic, being in the word that it's just so incredible that this can...
But it's only the tip of the iceberg. I mean, you think, it seems when you're watching the movie that it seems so far out there, but think about this. We're very close to having driverless cars. We have drones. I mean, little kids are buying drones for getting them from Santa, you know, flying these little drone toys. You just put a weapon on that and there it is. So it's not so far out. And in fact, I'll tell you that the little drone in the movie, what's really missing, you'll notice that in the little drone in the movie, it has 2 little eyes. Those 2 little eyes, we were going to do more with, because what they are, in reality, is like the 3D cameras, a stereoscopic photography. What those little drones do when they come into the room is they immediately map the room. So when you want to land, they've got now a 3-dimensional setup of what's going on in that room. And if you wanted to land here on my knee, you don't have to land it. You just tell it from the basis of what it's built up, go land there, and it will land itself. That's the next step. It just felt too complicated for an audience.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
In fact, I want that beetle. We're talking about the beetle.
Yeah, that's
I want
the beetle.
that on my Christmas list. I've already decided I got to look for that.
Yeah, the beetle
thing.
called Ringo from the Beatles. Yeah,
I want to talk about the cast. Yes, the lovely and talented Helen Mirren. You've got to be proud, though, of also Aaron Paul. I watched, I said, our little boy is really grown up. Jesse Pinkman to this guy.
Yeah. He does a great job in this movie. I mean, first of all, it's Helen. I mean, the original role was written for a man. So when I called up Guy, I said, Guy, I really keep seeing Helen Mirren in this role. He said, yes. I said, I want to change the Colonel from a man to a woman, partly because Helen will be fantastic in this role, and partly because I think that the issues you're raising in this film should be discussed by men and women, and I don't want this to be just some guy's flick. And so he agreed, and fortunately, Helen read the script and said yes. And then Aaron Paul. Aaron has a really fascinating role because every soldier, every pilot, every drone pilot has a moment when they pull the trigger on their first kill. We tend to think of the military as endlessly tough. Military are human beings like you and me. I was in the military for 2 years, drafted when I was 17. There is a moment when the shock of where you're at hits you. I don't care who you are. And to deliver that fine line where you do your job whilst feeling immense pressure is a very challenging thing for an actor. And I think he and Phoebe Fox, who plays the sensor operator, the young sensor, many of whom are as young as 19 in reality. And these pilots and sensor operators suffer considerable post-traumatic stress from not only having to do these operations, but from having to go and look at the damage and the bodies and so on, which real pilots, when they drop bombs, don't. They drop their payload and they leave. These guys have to go back and look, and it causes tremendous pressure on them.
Before they give me the wrap, I have to talk about Alan Rickman, who did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Well, this is obviously a very awkward moment because I wish Alan were here to articulate why he did the film, and because he's such an intelligent man. He also has this incredible ability to play absolute truth and humor at the same time. I mean, he's in a situation which is farcical in the movie. He just wants to get a decision, and yet he doesn't send it up so much that he moves outside of truth. And that voice and the final line that he delivers in the movie, he's fantastic, and I'm so privileged to have been able to work with him, and I obviously feel awkward because I only got to know him now, and then suddenly he's no longer with us. I just feel very fortunate that Alan agreed to be in this movie.